Hey everybody, it is late Monday night and welcome to LonsTV. I only am getting around to making this video now, late night on Monday night, because I just forgot. Like, the whole day went by, I didn't feel great today, I was just distracted, and I didn't even think of it. It's the first time this has happened where I almost made it to the end of the day and blew it, and for no good reason at all. I've had hours and hours in which I could have done a video, and I just forgot about it. I haven't felt really well all day. Yesterday, Danielle and I went to this restaurant, lunch counter place in downtown LA called The Pantry that we really like. And it's great, especially if you're from out of town and you're in LA, you should definitely go. Because it's always open. It's open 24/7, every 365, like Christmas Day, 4 a.m. The Pantry's open. They never close. And it's like very old-fashioned 40s, like coffee and omelets and burgers, and everything they make is just on this one grill, and like they just have a bunch of ex-cons, and like whatever food you want, they just like will throw it on the grill and flip it over. So, you know, you can't get complicated recipes. It's all has to be stuff that they can put on this grill and just kind of flip over. But all the food is really delicious, and Danielle got a burger. It's the first time we tried the Pantry burger, which is like they're famous for it, and it's really just a big slab of meat and then some fried bread and cheese, and then they sort of put it all together and make a sandwich out of it, and then boom, and then you eat it, and then you don't really feel great for 48 hours. And I'm not saying they gave us food poisoning or trying to cast aspersions on them that way. It's just like, it's just a cluster bomb of trans fat that goes directly to your core. It's like whatever those like Hindu karma, yoga type transcendental meditation sort of processes are supposed to do for your body, this does the exact opposite. Like, it de-cleanses and toxifies intensely. So we just neither of us have really felt well. And then my mom came into town today with her boyfriend Don, and we all went and got Mexican food and wine, which of course when your stomach's not feeling well, why don't you just gingerly pour some Mexican food and wine on there, see if that doesn't improve things a little. So I just haven't felt great today, and I've been sort of out of it, and I just didn't think to do a video until just now when I was playing Xbox on my couch, and I suddenly thought of it, and now here we are making a video. But fortunately, I had something left over that I wanted to talk about that I hadn't gotten around to talking about before, which is the show Parks and Recreation. I had watched the first season of Parks and Recreation, and I liked it. It was funny. I like Amy Poehler, and some of that goodwill sort of spilled over to the show, but I didn't love it. It felt like a little bit of an Office clone, and that's sort of the #1 complaint you hear when you talk about it with people is, oh, it's too much like The Office. And obviously it's from the same people who do The Office, and it's done in that same faux documentary sort of style that they do The Office in. I don't really have a problem ideologically with the idea of multiple shows having the same format, but it did, and especially in the first season, play as a little bit too much like, well, this character is a lot like this character, and the whole dynamic was very similar. So I've been watching season 2, and I think it got much better, and I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm really into season 2, and I watched some of the episodes when it was first on, and now I'm going back on Netflix and sort of filling in all of the gaps in what I'd seen, and I've been trying to think out, like, what exactly is it about the show that got so much better. I have some ideas. I think season 1 felt a little too much like the Amy Poehler show. Like, she was the big star, and it was like her show, and it was all the plot lines were sort of centered on her, and she's not a good straight man. She's like a wacky character at best, so it just kind of felt a little off. In season 2, they sort of figured that out, and they've now brought in this sort of couple, just like on The Office. They have Jim and Pam on The Office. Now they've got Ann and Mark on Parks and Recreation, which is like Rashida Jones and Paul Schneider's characters, and they're basically a couple that's sort of cutesy, but they're the straight people, and then Amy Poehler and all these other great, funny character actors get to sort of play off of them, including Aziz Ansari, Nick Offerman, and Aubrey Plaza, who've all been really, really great in the second season. I think just like The Office, there is a tendency for this to sort of wear out its welcome, this like, they're the cute central couple, and they're like the normals, and they're constantly like, what's wrong with you, crazy person who makes this a sitcom? And after a while, you get tired of those two people because they're sort of relentlessly normal, and I recognize that it's a good way to make this kind of show work, so you get a lot of, like, you couldn't have a show centered on Aziz Ansari's character from Parks and Recreation because it would be obnoxious, but when he's in, like, 2 scenes, 3 scenes of the show, it's great. And I think it's I don't know exactly how you would balance that out, but there's a little too much like straight man, and I think it's a problem with both The Office and Parks and Recreation, to be honest. I really do like about the second season that it feels like they're giving in and letting it be really surreal and really silly. Whereas the show, much like The Office, was kind of, in the first season, was very like, it's a realistic show about this real office that could exist, but everything's just a little sort of heightened. And now in season 2, they've sort of thrown that away completely. In the whole setting, Pawnee, Indiana, this like small town in which the show is set, it's becoming almost like Springfield in The Simpsons, where like anything they need, this town already kind of has. And there's just a general like unbelievably goofy surrealness to everything. Like, there's characters getting shot. Venezuelan diplomats come by in one episode. The town's going broke. There's, like, you know, the local cops are these sort of bumbling. I mean, it's just getting, like, sillier and sillier every week, which is, I like. I mean, I like that they're kind of letting it get a little loose and not so tied. Just because it's a documentary style is how they film it, they don't feel like the action itself needs to be realistic, which is fun. And Nick Offerman as Ron Swanson is just like one of the best comic characters on TV right now. So I've been really enjoying season 2, and I recommend people check it out. And I don't even know if you need to watch season 1. It's not like you're going to need to get like caught up. I guess there's a few things you'd pick up along the way. But yeah, I mean, I think you could just sort of jump in. It's not like a plot-driven show. And yeah, I really have been liking the second season, and I'll definitely check out the third once it's coming. I think it's coming up soon, so this is well-timed. Pat myself on the back. So that's LonsTV for today. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Sorry it was so late, although I say that, and then it's not like you guys are sitting by your computer like, when is it going to post a new one? So, you know, I'm not really that sorry. It's a little late. You'll deal with it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow for another episode of LonsTV.